All right, what's going on, y'all? We are going to go ahead and begin this video with a little bit of news, just some minor news. There was a few transactions that happened, and the Rams went ahead and signed a running back, Trey Ragus, sorry if I mispronounced that, and they have waived running back Xavier Jones with a injury designation. So, after practice on Friday, the Rams made a couple of roster moves. Both at running back, the team announced Xavier Jones has been waived with a injury designation, and the spot has been filled by Trey Ragus. Ragus signed with the Raiders as an undrafted rookie in 2021. He bounced between the practice squad and active roster last season, and after signing a futures contract this offseason, he was waived in May. Jones has been with the Rams since 2020, also going undrafted. He played 13 games as a rookie, but missed 2021 due to an injury. Yes, that was unfortunate. Let's see, he was waived because of the injury, and they signed Trey Ragus. I really don't know a whole lot about Trey. We'll have to look more into him. Sorry to see Xavier go, but it is what it is, man. This is kind of the tough part of the NFL. You know, you get injured, you're not able to play, and you kind of other guys step up, and then you kind of get left behind, unfortunately. So hopefully Xavier can heal up and get himself opportunity with another team, or maybe the Rams might bring him back. I do not know. We shall see. But that's just the whoop. That is just the minor news that happened after the Rams' first day of practice. Point of this video is we're going to go ahead and take a look around at our opponents in the NFC West. I've been thinking about, the Turf Show Times does a pretty cool series of the look around where they pretty much look at the our rivals, our division rivals, being the San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks, Arizona Cardinals, and they kind of just take a look at how they're doing, because you have to remember in our quest to defend our title, we of course have to make the playoffs first. And how do we make the playoffs? Well, we make the playoffs by winning enough games to get in, as you know. Easiest way to do that is to win our division, be NFC West champions as we did last year. And so it behooves us to kind of understand how the other teams are doing, because their success directly affects our chances at making the playoffs. So it's kind of good just to keep one eye out on them, kind of one eye on these teams to see what's going on, essentially. So let's go ahead and take a look. There's Trey Lance, who will probably be taking over quarterback duties. Let's see. So the Rams camp is in full force, so it's only fair to check up on their competition. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's time to look at the major headlines in the NFC West, including Trey Lance officially being named QB1. Interesting. Okay. DK Metcalf making bank, and updates on the Kyler Murray contract situation. Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and see how our foes in the NFC West are doing. This is Trey's team, whoopee. After the news broke earlier this week that the 49ers second-year quarterback Trey Lance has officially been named the starter for the 2022 season, it was business as usual for the North Dakota State product. This is not a surprise to me personally. I mean, Jimmy pretty much showed who he was in the NFC Championship game, so it was no surprise. I expected this. To be honest with you. So it's Trey's team now, but Trey is quoted here. Honestly, the only difference is I was hoping you guys would stop asking me that about it all the time, Lance said via ESPN. For me, it wasn't really a moment or anything like that. I've been excited. I've been preparing to play since the day I got here, since the day I got drafted. So obviously excited for this year, but nothing has really changed this whole offseason. Okay. Kind of a standard political answer from Trey. Okay. Okay. So he's got some self awareness. That's good. I hope the media keeps asking him. But okay. Okay. We'll see. We'll see how he does. We'll see how he does. As expected, Lance's performance has been up and down. On Wednesday, he completed 5 of 7 passes during team drills. Thursday was rough as he threw a pick right into Jimmy Ward, their safety, and had several misfires as well. Remember, like I said, early stages of training camp tend to favor the defense. So take all this with a grain of salt, y'all. The Niners are going to have to live with the mistakes for now as the youngster continues crafting his game. One thing for certain, he brings a whole different element to the offense to be prepared for. There's certain... Okay, so who is this? Okay, this is Kyle Shanahan, the head coach. He's quoted here. There are certain plays you have to get good at just to succeed in this league and to move the ball, Shanahan said via ESPN. And then what can Trey do differently than we've had? I do believe Trey is a threat to run at any time. So knowing that he is a threat to run at any time, that definitely changes things. That gives another element that defenses have to worry about. Okay. And I agree with what he says here. The 49ers, they love to run the football. 49ers love to run the football. They're very physical. That's been kind of a problem as of late for them. But good news for us is we've conquered that, as y'all remember in the NFC Championship game. So the Rams now have that dog physicality, quality about them as well. But I hear this, and yeah, he may be a running quarterback, but my whole thing is the Rams have already been dealing with that. We've dealt with Russell Wilson in Seattle. He's a running quarterback. We did pretty well against him. Down in Arizona, Kyler Murray was a running quarterback. We've done pretty well against him. Kyler and Russ have had their moments against us. Yes, they've had their wins. They've had their gains, if you will. But overall, I feel like we've handled running quarterbacks well, and I feel like as long as we remain disciplined, as long as we remain focused on our assignments, as long as we remain physical at the point of attack on defense, we'll be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. But let's go ahead and take a look at how fast Trey Lance is, because he is pretty fast. So let's go ahead and here he is right here, running up and down the sideline. That is pretty fast. Look at him go. Okay. All right. So a running quarterback, we have to deal with yet another running quarterback in this division. So look at him go. I will say, I don't think he's running up the sidelines, but it's not like, I don't think these defenders are told to to hit him. I don't think they're being asked to push him out of balance or anything. They just kind of let him run. So, but hey, he's impressive. He's quite an athlete. So that is something we have to be mentally aware of, and I feel like we're going to. So good thing the Rams picked up Bobby Wagner. I agree with that, sir. I agree. Lance will be under major scrutiny this season as he works his way out of Jimmy G's shadow. If he doesn't miss passes like this, the kid will be just fine. Oh, yeah. This was down here in Duval. Look at that. Down here in Duval, Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. Look at that. Trey Lance has his work cut out for him, replacing Jimmy G. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. There's the Jaguars right there. I think the Jaguars could be competitive this year, y'all, just to let you know. All right. I hope so because the town will come alive if they're competitive, man. So here's Jimmy G. Drops back the pass and overthrows him. Let's go ahead and watch it one more time. One more time. Huh. It must have just left his hands wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I kind of wish Garoppolo would be the quarterback this season. I really do. But the thing is, I knew after the NFC Championship debacle for them that he just wasn't ever going to. So it was definitely going to be Trey Lance or some outside QB coming in, and it looks like they're going with Trey. So there's that. As much as fans love the crap on Garoppolo, yes, we do. The guy has been to a Super Bowl, yes, he has, and led the Niners to an NFC Championship run. So yeah, okay. Uh, Other headlines for the Niners: they cut D Ford 18 games into his $85 million contract. That's interesting. Ford flashed promise in his first season with San Francisco in 2019. He had 6.5 sacks in 11 games. Since then, he's played in a total of 7 games since 2020. Ooh. Ending his time with the 49ers with a stat line of 22 tackles, 9.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. Okay. Well, we won't be seeing D Ford. Okay. Moving on. Let's go ahead and move on to Seattle. Seattle made some news by giving DK Metcalf a new contract. So, the Seahawks decided not to let another star leave. Their grasp, dang it. Huh. So, DK Metcalf signed a 3-year, $72 million extension. Okay. Ends all the trade drama talk. I heard that. I never really thought they were going to trade him. It just didn't seem like they were going to. But hey, they signed him to a 3-year, $72 million deal. Metcalf is pretty good. He's a good receiver. He's a big guy too, so it's a good signing for them. Um, okay, 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 okay. Well, all right. It's good for them. He's had some good yards. The extension length is shorter than the Seahawks typically prefer, as they typically go for big money second contracts. Uh, okay. This would make the stud pass catcher eligible for free agency at the prime age of 28, which he should consider testing Seattle. Should consider testing, pardon me, since Seattle will probably still suck then. Until that day arrives, Metcalf will be the face of the Seahawks with Russell Wilson and Wagner out of the picture. So, Russell Wilson, of course, as y'all know, went to Denver, and Bobby Wagner left Seattle as well, and he's now on our team. So, look at that. Look at that. So now Wagner's on our team. So that's Seattle there. Congratulations to DK. Good job getting that money. And he is someone we're definitely going to have to deal with. Though I feel like Seattle is a team in rebuild mode. And they could surprise me. I think they will be competitive. But I do not think, as of right now, they will be any kind of real threat to the NFC West crown. So far, we have San Francisco, who was a game away from the Super Bowl, who I feel improved at the quarterback position as of right now. We'll have to wait and see for games. And they are definitely a threat to our crown. Yes. Seattle is in rebuild mode. I do not believe they are a threat this year. So no. But they could surprise me. But as of right now, so far, the only team we have to worry about is San Francisco out of these two teams. So let's go ahead and go to Kyler Murray. And Kyler doesn't want to do his homework anymore. Don't know if y'all heard about this, but Kyler passionately defended himself amid questions about his work ethic after a controversial homework clause that was put in his contract. And if just real quick, apparently Kyler Murray signed a new contract for some money, and in that contract, it was there was a clause in the contract that said that, okay, the Arizona Cardinals said, Kyler, we're going to pay you this money, this new contract that you want, but you need to log into your iPad and study game film for at least 4 hours a week. Like, which is nothing, by the way. 4 hours a week. Like, what else are you doing, Kyler? Like, you don't have to grind and work like 60 hours a week at another job. Like, 4 hours to study film, that's all you have to do. So, it's the mere fact that they put that in there is pretty telling, because what it tells me is Kyler doesn't study film, more or less. And it shows, because as athletic as Kyler is, we've had a lot of success against them because the Rams were mentally aware of this, I believe, and what they would do is kind of switch up coverages, kind of do some fake blitzes, kind of move some things around, and we confused them. You know, Kyler was easily confused, and it could be seen on his face every game we played him. Look back at the wild card round. Look back at that ass whooping we gave him in the wild card round. He looked so lost. He looked so shook. And I think a big part of that is because he didn't study, and he was confused, and he just didn't know what to do mentally. He was mentally slow. Not trying to be disrespectful to Kyler. I don't know Kyler. He seems like a very nice guy, but the man just seems easily confused. So we took advantage. And apparently the Arizona Cardinals thought so too, which is why they put that clause in his new contract. And, well, evidently, Kyler was a bit salty about it. So this is what he said. Let me go ahead and highlight it. Kyler is quoted here. I refuse to let my work ethic, my preparing, to be in question. I've put in a incomprehensible amount of time and blood, sweat, tears, and work into what I do, whether it's football or baseball. People can't comprehend the amount of times it takes to do two sports at a high level in college, let alone be the first person to do it ever at my size. It's funny. But to those of you out there that believe that I'd be standing here today in front of y'all without having a work ethic and without preparing, I'm honored that you think that. That's an interesting choice of words there, Kyler. But finishing off, but it doesn't exist. It's not possible. It's not possible. He says it twice. So, why are you so mad, Kyler? That's my question. Why are you so mad? It clearly got to him. He's clearly embarrassed about this whole thing, and it's, Kyler, if the Arizona Cardinals are, at least in their mind, they feel like you're not working hard enough, that you're not putting in enough hours in. Maybe you're putting in enough hours like in the weight room and on the field, but in terms of in the film room, they feel like you're lacking in this category. And they're saying, if we are going to pay you all this money, we need you to be in the film room more. And you know what the correct response to that is, Kyler? You know what? They say I haven't been in the film room. And I could have been in the film room more. And you know what? I'm going to be in the film room more from here on out. That's what you tell your fan base. It's like, you know what, guys? Just be upfront with them, Kyler. Just tell them, hey, look, I haven't been studying enough. It's reflected in my play, from that ass whooping. that, the Rams gave me in the wild card round, looking lost, looking shook. I didn't really study enough. This is why they put it in there. I will study more. That's what you tell your fan base. It's as simple as that. We've all done it. It's really not a big deal. You've made this such a bigger deal than it's really needed to be, Kyler, honestly. So it's just he's salty, but hey, it's good for us. You keep not studying, Kyler. It's gonna be good for us for sure. The clause which the Cardinals removed as a okay, so they removed the clause. So the Cardinals have removed the clause in his contract required Murray to put in at least 4 hours per week in okay, here's what I'm talking about. Week of an in-season independent study outside of team meetings. What makes zero sense is why Arizona would commit so much money to a guy they didn't seem to trust in the first place. And I agree. I wouldn't want to sign him. If the dude isn't studying, I'm like, no, we're not wasting our time with this. No, forget it. Go somewhere else. That's what I would say, because it's just a waste of time. It is a waste of time. Why would we give you so much money when you can't even be bothered to be the best you can be and just do simple film study? It's just everyone has to do it, Kyler. You're being paid a lot of money to play a sport, just to play a sport. You make a living playing a sport that I guarantee you many people would love to do. There were people out in this country grinding right now to make ends meet, and you are being paid this lump sum of money but don't want to be bothered to do a little bit of studying. 4 hours a week on your own time, that's nothing. That's nothing, man. And you want to get salty, but hey, keep being salty. It's good for us. Like I said, it's good for us. Let's go ahead and continue on here. The Redbirds are playing a very dangerous game with their prize signal caller. Okay. I mean, you guys are holding all the cards, is what I see here. Kyler happens to be one of the top young quarterbacks in the game, and his raw talent and ability should be proof that the Cardinals that they won't do any better. I think the team should have instead put more effort into 0 second half collapses clause in Cliff Kingsbury contract when they extended him. Even though the homework clause has been removed, the memes will remain forever. I love this, the homework clause. Kyler Murray when it's time to watch tape, and there's a bunch of laughing emojis and mannequin head. So that's pretty funny. Kyler, do your homework, man. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Your job is to play a game of damn football. That's all you have to do in life. It's not that difficult, but you want to be salty, that's fine. So if Kyler wants to keep being salty and he wants to keep not studying, I feel like the Cardinals just aren't going to be a threat either. It'll be competitive games, but we own the Cardinals. We play against the Cardinals really, really well under the Sean McVay era. And the Cardinals whooped up on us week 4 of last season, but that was like their only win out of like 9 outings, I believe. So out of everything going on so far, I think the Rams are the best team here, y'all. Like, we're the best team in the NFC West as of right now. But I will say San Francisco is not far behind. I've heard some people talk about how San Francisco is going to be taking a step back. I 100% disagree with that. I think the 49ers are going to be a force this year. Okay? They're pissed. They're pissed at us for knocking them out. So we're going to have to be ready for them, because they are definitely going to be a problem. But I believe wholeheartedly that we will handle them again in our quest to defend our title. So that is the look around, and that is it for this video. So we'll keep our eyes on our rivals, our division rivals as the season continues. And I will catch you guys on the next video. And as always, y'all, go Rams.